What's up, guys? Hello, neighbors. It is Saber from the Neighborhod, and today we're going to come back at you with a war review from a really incredible war, and hopefully this can help you guys learn a little bit from these attacks. So let's get right into it. We're going to go back a couple of days here to our war with ClashHoles. ClashHoles is a really strong clan, and at the time of this battle, they were on a 12-war win streak. Unfortunately, we had to kind of ruin that for them, but what can I say? It's our job to win wars, right? As it stands, we are currently now on a 3-win streak. I want to say 4 now. We just won our most recent war. So we're hoping to keep that good trend going. But as you can see, it was a 20v20 war, and both sides tripled every base but 5. Shady Titan is the absolute MVP. He was a Town Hall 12, and if you look at defenses here, let's see how many times he held up. 3 times against Town Hall 13s. So 3 Town Hall 13 v12 dips for Shady Titan. What a day for that man. Really saved it for us. But as far as attacking goes, let's get right into a couple of 3 stars. And we'll go from there. So the first one we've got is today we're going to start with El DeVito. He's one of our newer members, but he's been with us, at different times in the past. He's a really good player, and he's going to come in here with the Queen Charge Hogs. So he's going to start up top with the P.E.K.K.A. and the Wizard to funnel near the 12 o'clock end. And here at 3, he's got the King. And the Queen is going to charge with the Wrecker right down the center there. He's goaling to get the Inferno Tower, the Enemy Queen, the Clan Support, the Scatter Shot, the whole 9 yards there. The Eagle also, if I didn't mention it. But he's really getting a ton of value for this charge. And notice the angle that he sends the Wall Wrecker in there. It's going to kind of keep it... Obviously, the Wall Wrecker goes right at the Town Hall, but the way it cuts is going to provide the Queen a path deeper into that base. And because of the way the walls line up, after she shoots this gold storage here, she's going to ignore... she'll ignore the next set of expos once she gets through. So watch and see how this plays out. But as it stands, the CC comes out, poison goes down. He drops the Ice Golem pops, I should say, and there we have the Queen continuing, drops the Rage. That's what I was waiting for. And he's going to knock out the Expo and the Archer Tower here, and then because of the way that wall's set up, she turns and goes back around, as I said earlier, and back into that next section of the base. And that's important because of the way he's sending the Wall Wrecker to cut the base. And as you can see, the base is sort of making the C shape now, and that's what you want for Hogs. You want sort of these straight lineups so that the Hogs have a clear path. Uses a nice freeze spell on the enemy Queen, drops another Rage to get his Queen back to full health. Scatter Shot's starting to target her. Man, though, these Scatter Shots really do a number. They're absolutely devastating defenses. Once she clears through the Scatter Shot and maybe this cannon, I'm not sure if that's in range, she's going to take the jump spell. And so as you can see, again, he has a clear, straight line for the Hogs to go. He saves a couple of Hogs, 6 of them actually, to complete the pathing and make sure that his Hogs are just going straight through. Drops 3 on that Wizard Tower and 3 on that Archer Tower just to make sure things are going. Pops the Queen ability, drops the Earthquake spell to activate the Town Hall. Any second now, we're going to see the Warden ability. There it is. And as they continue to move through, the Hogs are under that Warden ability, and so they really don't even need any additional heal spells. He drops his final heal spell right there. It's going to get him through the bomb tower, basically. And his healers come over. Got a little bit lucky here because the Queen fell, but again, he has so many Hogs left that it really doesn't matter. Cleanups down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Wizards. Couple of Loons on the back end to take care of that mortar and maybe do some damage on that Archer Tower. But look how powerful these max Hogs are, guys. If you can learn how to Queen charge, and at Town Hall 13, basically, you Queen charge, you Hog, and if you can send that Royal Champion with the Hogs, she can actually cover them dealing with the normal nuisances like the Barbarian King, Skeletons, potentially even an Enemy Queen if you're willing to pop that ability a little bit early. So there's a lot of options at the Town Hall 13 level for the Queen charge Hog attacks, and this was just a good example of it. You're going to get to see another one here in a second from El DeVito, but this one was a very nice 3-star. So here's the second triple from El DeVito, coming in again, I believe, with the Queen Charge Hogs, and yeah, so I was right. He's got the +5 heroes going, so you get to see what the level 15 Royal Champion can do in action, and I believe at this level she can one-shot an air defense with her ability. Nice funnel with the King on the top end and the P.E.K.K.A. on the bottom end. Wall Wrecker's going straight through. She's trying to get there, this Inferno Tower. Coco Loon goes down. He's going to be able to get the Queen, and he should be able to get all the way to the Eagle Artillery with that Queen charge. There's not really much standing in his way, and the way the wall breakers broke the wall open, she's going to send right around there and be able to get into range. So as things continue, she's going to take out those couple of air skellies. The CC comes down any second now. He's going to drop the poison. There it is. Queen's going to work her way through the poison. I'm going to speed it up to 2 times. So as they work through that CC, she's just going to keep on basically taking out defenses. There's not quite enough defenses to take her down, and importantly, she had 3 ice golems out in front. That's a signature of El DeVito. I've actually adopted it because I found it to be very effective, but that was a great call by him. Those ice golems really protect the queen charge. And then look how he set it up. He has that one outstanding cannon, but the rest of his hogs, it's a straight line through. Uses the free spell on the town hall, warden ability to get them through, and he's just going to heal those hogs up and keep them alive all the way through. The queen, he rages her to keep her alive because he's going to need her on the back end for cleanup. A couple of loons come down to help that pathing as well. But just look at this. There's so many hogs left. There's truly so many hogs left. Almost 10 hogs, maybe 6 or 7, 8, something like that. And while a couple of them took some damage from that giant bomb there, still 3 stand. Royal Champ is up. Warden is up. A couple of balloons is up. 6 or 7 wizards are up. This is really a steamroll overkill attack. So let's show you a couple other interesting triples. So we got Airborne Goblin here coming in number 7. And Goblin has been using these bat spells to absolute the epitome of what they should be used. You might not be expecting bat spells at Town Hall 13, but nonetheless, they do work, and they work very well, as Goblin's going to show. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Coming in with basically the mass P.E.K.K.A.s on the funnel, and he's going to use probably jump spell here at some point to get them deeper into the base, but I believe he lets the actual P.E.K.K.A.s just break their way through the first set of walls. So there come the bowlers once the P.E.K.K.A.s break through, and any second now, Wall Wreckers breaking through. Where's the additional jump spell going to be? The jump spell, I believe he's going to use to get into the Town Hall compartment, if memory serves, but maybe not. It looks like he actually made it into it all the way with the Wreckers, so he was able to use that jump spell on the left. But as you can see, he's really cleared out the core of this base, and any second now the bats are going to start coming in. There they are from the bottom left, not getting a whole ton of value because that Inferno tower, and he used up most of the free spells, if not all of them actually. But as you can see, that Queen and the Grand Warden and the Royal Champion are going to clutch the day, and they're more than enough on the cleanup side of things. So what he basically did is he wasted 4 spell space, and he still pulled off a triple because of how strong P.E.K.K.A. Smash is right now. So that should tell you something. I thought this was the other attack that he did because he did do one attack earlier where he used the Bat Bomb and used it very well. So maybe we'll see if that was this war or if it was a later war. If it's a later war, well, you'll be seeing it in the next update, next time I post. So I'll speed this up to 4 times to save us a little bit of time on the cleanup. But just by a hair, Goblin pulls this out. So our next 13v13 triple falls to Mr. Big Al. As always, you're all used to seeing him on this channel by now. This is what he does. He just wrecks bases. So he's going to come in with his personal bowler P.E.K.K.A. Witch combo comp. And he does it with the Warden Walk this time. So he's going to build the funnel on the top side, got a Coco Loon to protect that baby dragon, and he's got the Warden going. I'm going to speed it up a little bit because Warden Walks are tedious. And so his Warden's just going to kind of relax there and just snipe more buildings. Got a couple of archers going down for the free percentage up there to continue to help build the funnel. And the Warden is just going to continue to snipe off all these buildings. That Warden wants that Inferno Tower. That's the goal of this Warden Walk. But it doesn't quite seem like he got that deep. There it is. He finally turns back and gets it. And so the Warden Walk goes all the way through, completes the funnel, and had a little bit of an issue where the king and the heroes walked. But it's not gonna be enough to derail him because he has all those troops that went right into the core, and the only CC that matters here is those balloons. They can target the ground. Lava Hound can't handle all the witches. He's still got so many troops there in the core. Warden ability hasn't popped yet, or just popped. Kept them up, and the Royal Champ and the P.E.K.K.A. that came out of the Wrecker are going to take down that Town Hall. The King and the Queen cleared the whole left side, and those healers stayed on the core pack of troops, keeping everything alive, and the Royal Champ helped snipe out all those defenses. And so while it wasn't his cleanest attack, the funnel ended up being a little bit funny on the top side there. This ended up being an absolute overkill, and it worked out in his favor. So we're going to show you the next Town Hall 13 triple. This is myself. Little dip here because this was a kind of premature base. As you can see, there's a level 1 Inferno right there, so that's pretty awful. But overall, it was pretty run-of-the-mill attack. There was one funny thing that you'll see, and I'll point out here in a second, where I had a bit of a wall breaker fail. P.E.K.K.A. makes the funnel on the downside. The Wizard and the King make the funnel on the top end. Wizard takes care of the enemy Royal Champ and nearly gets the enemy Barbarian King as well. The funnel's made once that storage goes down, which it is, and I drop the Wrecker, and I'm trying to get through that wall. The Queen's trying to get through, basically, and soak up all that value in the center there. But the King can't quite take down his his equal, and the queen has to deal with the rest of it. Unfortunately, I prematurely tapped the wall wrecker. It was low on health, but I prematurely tapped it. It might have gotten through, it probably wouldn't have, but these ice golems are going to clutch the day. And as I speed it up, watch real closely here. And the ice golem dies, and its explosion in death opens the wall. How crazy is that? Because of that, this raid goes back on track, and the queen is absolutely able to just kind of shoot her way through this entire section of base. Once the slammer goes down, minion to deal with the pups. This Inferno Tower is going to go down. She's going to walk around. She's going to break through a couple of walls, deal with the Eagle Artillery. And I'm just going to let her clean out this entire section of base, start to send in the hogs in a surgical manner now, picking off defenses that were distracted, get the warden in there to bring their health buff back up, and I just sort of surgically deploy them in that half circle direction, and then once they reach the town hall, they all converge, and that was the plan, basically. Pop the ability, do lose a couple to the Giga Tesla, but there's still so many hogs left, and the queen is still standing. Generally, in a queen charge hogs, when the queen is still standing, that is a very good sign. We got the royal champ going. She's actually going to fall down to half health there to the Inferno Tower, but there's still so many hogs left, and this is an overkill. 2 things not to do, and a swag heal, what do you know? 2 things not to do on your bases. Don't use single target Infernos, they're absolutely weak. And obviously upgrade your Inferno Towers, because a level 1 Inferno at Town Hall 13 is an absolute liability. Next attack, Goblin. Maybe this is the one where he used the bats properly. Very spread base, so when you have a spread base, you have a lot of options, but I tend to think, hey, why not P.E.K.K.A. Smash? Or at least Go Boho, one of those two. So we're going to speed this up to 4 times here. And Goblin with the 6-pack this war, we really needed it. Obviously, every star counted. And so he just sort of busts his way through the base here with the Wrecker Kill Squad, the P.E.K.K.A.s, and the Bowlers, absolutely flying through that Town Hall section, wrecking up those single-target Infernos. And any second now, you're going to see the bat spells. He drops the bomb on the single-target Inferno. When you see single-target Infernos, think bats. Because he only had 4 spells, they weren't quite efficient, but they did distract enough that he has the troops required to take the day. Both times you see those bat bombs didn't quite work out. If you're going to drop a bat bomb, learn from Goblin's mistake here. You want to use a free spell with the bat bomb. If you're not going to do the bomb, you may as well send them in a wave from outside the base. Next attack, also me, my alternate account, Rosemary L, and this is a dip. So this is a 13v12. You know what, we don't even really need to show this, but I'll show it 4 times because I'm already here. Basic Gobo Ho, well, not a Gobo Ho, but a Hope, I guess, Hogs and P.E.K.K.A.s. Pretty simple kill squad, funnel with the loons, and then just send in mass hogs, and they walk their way all around the base. These high-level hogs are really good on dips. If you have to dip 13v12 and you're worried about dip fails, consider the hogs. It's really hard to mess them up, honestly. They're just so strong. I missed a heal spell there, and I still have so many troops left. It's really unfair. So yeah, that's mostly it. I'll also show some 12v12s as well, because we're here. So this is a 12v12 triple from Shady Titan. We were joking around in chat saying that this was a little bit of a ballsy call, considering that he left the Town Hall for last, but it did work out. Coming in with the Electro Drag and the Clone Spell. So what you're going to see here is down here on the left, he's going to start with the Wrecker and his heroes, I believe. The King's going to walk around, and the Queen's going to follow inside. Drops the first Electro Dragon in order to funnel the Queen in. Queen takes care of the CC, and the Wrecker is going to pop any second now. Out come a couple of Ice Golems. One of them gets frozen instantly, and the Queen is going to deal with the Inferno Tower, the CC, and they're just going to kind of continue to march around there, making a nice funnel. He's got an Electro Dragon up there at the top, building the other side of the funnel. And what you're going to see is this whole kind of 12 to 3 side, that's where he's going to send in the Electro Dragons, and he does. The chain value is really strong because with this particular internet base, all of these defenses are right on top of each other. And the way the Queen did the pathing, he's going to force those troops to go back towards 12 and then back towards 9. That way they don't go across directly to the Town Hall. And in this manner, he's going to be able to take out everything at once, and he's going to be able to save that Town Hall for last. So it was a nice way of funneling, a nice way of planning. Uses a couple minions to increase the funnel, force the dragons down. Put this at 4 times because we know what's going to happen here. Rage Freeze Warden, and it gets a little bit tight at the end with some mines, but not enough to do any damage. And look at that, he didn't even deploy his 1 archer, he just forgot to do it. So let's see what else we can talk about in this war. Reese is back, also has a Town Hall 12 triple here. So this is a week 12. This is just the bat drag. Put it at 4 times. Typical Town Hall 12 bat drag. Funnel with the heroes. Try and get an air defense maybe if you can. And then mass drag from one side. And that's exactly what Reese does here. So we'll just watch it go through. It's at 4 times, and he has a nice deploy right there. All the dragons nice in a congested way, and they just sort of steamroll their way through the base. He does have bats. Here come the bats, and as we talked about with Goblin, you need a freeze on the Inferno Tower if you're going to do the bomb. Otherwise, single or multi, they fire so quickly in terms of the single that, and the bats have such low health that it really doesn't matter. But in this case, Reese steamrolls. So let's see what else we have here. We have 15, that's 2 chains, that's a dip. We have myself, this was actually the game-winning war, or the war, good lord, I'm stuttering my words all over myself. This is actually the winning attack for the entire war, ended up being a 13v11 dip. One of our players didn't show. We'll feature Cesspool though. Cesspool had a nice 11v11 if memory serves, and here it is. So if you're working on your 11v11 game, you're probably going to see a lot of these exposed town hall bases. 10 and 11 town halls have them a lot now because obviously their town halls do not have a Giga Tesla or a multi-target Inferno or a Giga Inferno, whatever it's called. The big defenses, right? So he's going to funnel with that E-Drag. He's going to come in with a giant shield and a couple of wizards behind to build his funnel. And he's basically just going to march on in there. Here comes the wrecker. Now that the funnel's made, the king goes down, the queen goes down, witches, bowlers, and he's just going to rage and be angry, you know, as bowlers do, and just bounce their way through this base. Rage, another rage, and one more rage yet to come even. There it is. Just rages his way right on through. He has so many troops left. That multi-target Inferno, though it is well placed, cannot hope to contain him. Look at all those troops left. How many losses did he even take? The king died, maybe a couple of troops died, but there's nothing that can handle that absolute onslaught that we just saw there. And I think that's going to be it. Most of the other attacks, this was a 12v11 dip. This is an 11v11, and this is a 12v11. So I'll show you the final 11v11, and we'll call it a day. But this was the war recap versus ClashHoles. So we got Addy coming in against Stifler, and this is a little bit of a premature 11 base, and Addy's got the power potion going. So when you see that, you're kind of thinking, all right, he's trying to steamroll this. So he's going to start up top with a couple of baby dragons. Did not expect that Tesla farm when we were planning with him. So it kind of messed up his funneling plans a little bit, but it did work out enough. He got the wizard down. It got picked off by the Grand Warden because he messed up the range, so he has to drop the miner to finish it off. But he does manage to complete at least enough of the funnel that he wanted to consider deploying. And so here comes the wrecker. I'm going to put it up to 2 times. Bowlers in behind. He's got a P.E.K.K.A. in there as well. I always think it's funny. Those P.E.K.K.A.s look so different now. I'm used to the pink ones, or the purple ones, excuse me, from Town Hall 13 and 12, that max level. His king and queen walk, though, which is a little bit disappointing because he, obviously you want them to go in on a kill squad like that. And the enemy queen, while he does manage to take her out, well, his queen and king are just out there doing nothing, basically, and so his hogs have to deal with this whole force of the Expos and the Inferno Towers on their own. Now, thankfully, he has a bunch of heal spells and a freeze spell left. It's going to be more than enough, and he has the Warden's ability, and so he just basically heals and freezes those hogs right on through, freezes the Inferno Towers, and he does have the Ice Golem explode. Fortunately for him, this Lava Hound never popped during the hog portion of the raid. And that actually helped him a lot because obviously the hogs can't handle that. And they end up just kind of clearing the rest of it from here. So that's that. This was a great war. It came down to percent damage. As you can see, we won by a measly, less than 1%, 0.95%. So when you're doing these wars, guys, you got to remember every percent absolutely matters, and you want to stay on your A game. Every once in a while, you run into a clan like this, who's clearly a strong clan, and you're not able to pull out enough triples to win it out on stars, but you bring those high percentages. I mean, let's look at our fails, right? We have 64, which was a 2-star, but then this one's 91. If we go down here, this one's 78, this one's 86, this one's 93. Those high 90%, that show that while the planning worked, maybe you had a time fail, maybe a couple of defenses ended up somewhere where you couldn't take care of them. Those things really help in the long run. So I hope this has been helpful. And this is Saber from the Neighborhood signing off for today. Have a great day.